Hello. This is the Bible in fewer words. This is episode 167, the book of Job, chapters 38 through 41. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
Job's having a tough week.
Yeah, he's had a tough 35 chapters or so, right?
What's going to happen today?
Yeah, now someone else is going to show up.
Is it someone we know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right. Let's go meet this person.
Okay.
Chapter 38. Then God answered Job from out of a whirlwind, saying,
Gird up your loins like a man, and answer some of my questions.
Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Who measured the earth by stretching a line upon it?
Upon what are the earth's foundations? Who laid the cornerstone?
Where were you when the morning stars sang and the sons of God shouted for joy? He's talking about himself here, the sons of God? No.
Yeah, his sons,
Okay.
God's sons. You know, one of God's sons is Satan, right?
Uh-huh.
And then there's other sons that we don't know. I think Satan is the only one that we actually know the name of, right?
Yeah, but there are more.
There are more.
Okay.
But these questions, like he's saying, you know, where were you when the foundations of the world were laying? And remember, before there were no foundations previously in Job. It said that it was just hanging on nothing.
Yeah.
Here it's on foundations, so there's that.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the other things here are, well, you know, have you ever measured the earth? You know, how big is the earth?
Why is God asking Job these questions?
Because he knows he doesn't know the answer to them. Like he says, I know because I made the earth. Mm-hmm. You don't know, so just be quiet, right? All of your complaints are invalid because I'm God and I made everything. I made you. You don't know anything.
And I can do anything I want to.
And I can do whatever I want. And so you don't even know how big the earth is. Now we do know many of these things we know now pretty very well.
Had Job been living today, he could have answered some of them.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so where were you when the sons of God shouted for joy?
Who shut up the sea doors as though it had issued out of the womb?
I don't know. Who set the bars and doors of the sea, saying, This far you shall come, but no further?
Can you grab hold of the ends of the earth and shake the wicked people out of it?
Have you walked in the deepest part of the sea, or had the gates of death opened for you?
I guess God has done all these things.
I guess.
Do you know the size of the earth?
Do you know where the light and darkness dwell?
Surely you know all this since you were here when it was created and you've lived so long. Okay, again, he's talking to Job.
Yeah, he's just taunting him.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you seen where the snow and rain are stored and used in times of war?
And out of whose womb comes the ice and the hoary frost of heaven?
I didn't know the hoary frost came out of anyone's womb.
Ouch. Hoary frost.
Yeah, I thought the hoary frost came out of God's mouth. Wasn't it the breath of God? Didn't we have that before in Job?
Yes.
Maybe God's mouth and
some womb.
It's the same thing. I don't know. Anyway, frost comes out of there.
God is just confusing me now.
Why is it?
All this crazy talk, although he does do a lot of crazy talk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to keep going here. Can you bind the Pleiades or untie the stars in Orion?
Yeah, so that's interesting. We have a couple of constellations that are mentioned here. Yeah. Can you send lightning bolts that say to you, here we are?
Can you count the clouds or spill the bottles of heaven? Can you find prey for lions?
Yeah, bottles in heaven. I can't count the bottles of heaven. Or spill them, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, chapter 39.
This is God again continuing
He's
to talk?
continuing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, stop, God.
Yeah. Do you know when wild goats give birth?
Well, I imagine
I
they
have
do.
an idea. It's probably in springtime.
Do you know their gestation period?
Well, I think that's probably pretty well known, but
Yep.
I don't know it right off. I have to look it up in Wikipedia. Who set the wild ass free?
Only one?
He's probably talking about all the wild asses.
Okay. Will the unicorn be willing to serve you?
Now, that's a good question.
Did you give the peacocks their wings?
Or feathers to the ostrich?
Did you give the horse its strength or clothe its neck with thunder? All right, this is crazy talk, God.
Yeah. And God goes on in chapter 40. Can someone who argues with the Almighty instruct him?
So he's been listening to Job argue with him.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's made him kind of angry.
I think so, yeah.
Job answered, "What can I say? I'm vile. My hand is on my mouth. I spoke before, but I won't answer again."
God said, "Gird up your loins like a man and answer me. Will you deny my judgment and condemn me so that you can be righteous?"
Do you have an arm like mine? Can you make your voice as thunderous as mine? I can try.
Can you ruin the proud or walk on the wicked and bury them in the dust?
If so, then I give up. You win. God is saying you win?
Well, he's being facetious here, sarcastic. He's just being kind of snotty, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so he goes on to mention one of his favorite creatures. Consider the...
Behemoth.
Oh, the behemoth, yeah. His strength is in his loins, and his force in his navel.
Okay. That's a good place to keep it.
Yeah.
I made the behemoth, and I'm even stronger than him.
Even stronger than a behemoth. Yeah. Elsewhere in the Bible it says that he's stronger than a unicorn.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, but he's even stronger than a...
Behemoth.
Behemoth, okay. Okay, in chapter 41. Can you catch the Leviathan with a hook? Or catch his tongue with a line?
Can you put a hook in his nose or drill a hole through his jaw with a thorn?
Does he speak soft words to you?
Does he agree to serve you forever?
Do you play with him like a bird?
Can you fill his skin with barbed wire or his head with fish spears?
No one is strong enough to stand up before him.
Who then can stand up to me?
I'm stronger than everyone else, and everything is mine.
I won't hide the Leviathan's powerful parts.
Who can even look at his clothes or double bridle?
He has terrible teeth. He's proud of his scales.
A light shines when he sneezes. Burning lamps and sparks of fire leap out of his mouth.
Smoke comes out of his nose.
His heart is as hard as a stone.
When he comes around, everyone runs away.
To him, iron is like straw and brass like rotten wood.
Arrows and slingshots don't scare him. He laughs at darts and shaking spears.
Nobody's like him. He's fearless.
He sees everything and is king over everyone. So this is the Leviathan we're talking about.
That's right.
And God is stronger and better and greater than the Leviathan.
I think so. I think God is the only one that's stronger than the Leviathan. I don't know what would happen if you had the behemoth and the Leviathan fight each other. I don't know who would be stronger there.
Well, God and Satan could make a bet about that.
Yeah, I guess they could, yeah.
So, in review, this is a crazy episode. I mean, it's just God talking nonsense.
Yeah.
Just saying, I'm so much better than you, Job. Shut your mouth.
That's right. Exactly. That's what it is. I could have summarized it that way, but I thought that the crazy talk was good. I mean, it was good to know.
Yes.
And it's quite poetic. You know, if you read it in the Bible, it sounds really nice. It sounds crazy, but it does sound nice.
Huh. So are you recommending that our listeners go and read a little bit of Job, chapter 38 through 41?
Yes, I recommend they do that for anything they have time for or would like to do. Because sometimes, when I pick out the things that I think are important to, and I may miss some things. Yeah.
Well, I think you went a little overboard here. I didn't think that this was terribly important, this whole God talk. God is talking nonsense.
He's talking about his favorite things. The
Are we doing Mary Poppins now?
Yes. Well, certainly the Leviathan would be one.
Yes.
And the
Behemoth.
behemoth would be another. I mean, he really likes those. He's very proud of them. Now, the problem with that is, of course...
What does any of this have to do with Job and his issue?
That's a good question. It's just showing him. It's showing him. Look how great I am. I made these things much bigger and greater and nastier than you. Just be quiet. But what's interesting to me is that God apparently believes these creatures exist.
Yes.
He made them.
Yes.
He's very proud of them. But we've never been able to find them. They don't seem to exist.
And the unicorn.
And the unicorn, and it's mentioned here as well. Mm-hmm. Some of God's favorite animals just don't exist. No one's been able to find them.
We'll just have to keep looking harder.
Well, we do find a lot of new animals every year.
Yeah.
But they're almost all wasps and beetles and flies.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. So we don't find these really big, huge creatures. The megafauna. Mm-hmm. We're not finding them. And we don't see any evidence in the fossil record for anything that fit these descriptions.
Yeah. So if I was Job, and this is what God had told me, I would say, hey, I got problems here. I got these boils all over, and I'm not happy.
Yeah,
you've taken my children away and everything that I've had except my wife and my life.
Yeah. The trouble is, Job, when he's facing God,
yes,
he just kind of withers, and he just isn't going to defend himself. He just, I'm done. I'm done speaking. I can't
talk anymore.
Can't even talk anymore. And so he's quit.
So what's going to happen?
That we have the finale in the next episode is going to wrap up the book of Job.
Oh.
And we're going to find out.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yes. Hey, listeners, we want to thank you for staying with us for 167 episodes, if you are the ones who started at the beginning.
And if you're not, you can always go back and start over again. We're hoping that we'll be able to complete the whole, we're about half done. It's taken us about a year, every other day. We're thinking that we'll probably, when we finish up, it'll probably be about 365 episodes. So it could be one a day for 10 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes, and you get through the Bible. That's the idea.
Yes, it is. And it's helpful for us if you follow, like, subscribe, recommend us to a friend.
Comments. All those things. And also I wanted to just mention that I've been working on getting all these episodes on YouTube.
Oh.
So they're all there now, but I'm still kind of working on getting them in good shape.
Great. And there's one more thing. If you go to our website, The Skeptic's Annotated Bible, you can follow along there.
Yeah.
The text will be there, and the podcasts are embedded there. And if you are interested in checking, hey, what does it really say in the Bible? Not that you don't trust Steve, but just because you're curious. You can just click on the links there, and it'll take you directly to the Bible so that you can compare.
Yeah, there's a link on every verse that'll take you to the actual verse in the Bible.
So if you think, oh, there are too many verses here that Steve left out, I want to see what's going on there, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
I think everybody should know exactly what's going on in the Bible.
I think so.
I have no idea what's going on in this episode, but it'll all be settled for me.
I was clear enough.
Okay. Hey, thanks so much, Steve.
Sure.
And listeners, we'll be with you next time. Bye-bye.